right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I know Thanksgiving is tomorrow, but I will not be around tomorrow, so I just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there. Hope you guys have a good day with your families, eat plenty of good food, and just enjoy your lives. So, welcome in, Andy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for streaming. Appreciate you. Crypto Wander 1, welcome in. Yeah, please smash the like button on your way in, guys. Power Envy 2906, welcome in. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Yeshwant, much love to you. Welcome in. Team B Willie and Team B Willa and Massey 33, thank you guys. Welcome in. And Mind Tapestry, welcome in as well. Full port. Let's go, man. Let's do this. This is going to be a good stream today. So, guys, we are at local resistance right now. We laid out this resistance yesterday in the live stream, and this is the top of our Pitchfork channel, Pitchfork band, excuse me. If we look at the bounce that we saw last Friday, it was at the bottom of the Pitchfork band, and we were looking at coming up to that 786 and that 382 around the top of the Pitchfork band, and we might push up very locally a little bit higher here, but I am looking at a potential reversal here. We could be developing some bearish divergences here on the chart. If we go onto the 2-hour chart, you can see higher highs. We already have one drive of bear divs between the two highs, and now we could be developing a third drive of bear divs here. Money flow looks decent. If we go on to the 1-hour chart here, on the 1-hour chart, you can also see those bear divs kind of developing here. And money flow is just crossing into the green, though. Now, on Nami is quicker, and you can see Nami's money flow is about to roll over here. So we are at local resistance. Could we push up a little bit higher? Yes. And guys, I talked about this in yesterday's live stream. The very key back test is really going to be our larger back test around 92K to 92.5K. And that is going to be the bearish back test of our larger Fibonacci channel that we broke to the downside in confluence with the macro value area low of our macro range. So that area right there, let me hide this smaller channel real quick. That area right there is going to be kind of our key area between 92,000, 92,500. And so we might be able to continue to push up to there. But the thing is, guys, if we kind of see this dead cat bounce over the holiday weekend and we're coming up and we reject from this area, and starting next week, we could see impulsive price action to the downside. We'll have to see how this plays out. Right now, we are at the local resistance as well. By the way, I just posted on Telegram right before I started the live stream. We are at resistance on Solana, and I pointed this out in yesterday's live stream. But we're at the top of the channel, of our ascending channel. We're also at our point of control of our 20-month long range, 21-month long range. And we just took the liquidity of these highs here. And so looking to enter short if we do lose our point of control at 144. Looking to enter short here. And just take it, you know, right now I'd play it as a scalp trade. And I would be taking it to come back down to the test the Pitchfork band around 139.3. Small short, of course, leaving some of that open because we could come all the way back down. We could, you know, drop to take out the lows or come back down and test our macro value area low at 125. But yeah, looking at entering some trades during this live stream. So we'll keep an eye on all this, guys, and we might be able to finally get some live trades during the live stream today. But welcome in, everybody. Let's see. Master Ghoul, welcome in. Olafray, welcome in. Brother Nature Joe, what's up, man? It's good to see you as well. CJ, welcome in as well. Thank you for being here. Mr. Moon 7577, hello to you, and thank you for being here. Let's see if I can Graham Schmolski. Sorry, man. Welcome in. I don't mean to butcher your name. And San Francisco Rider, welcome in. Yeah, is this back to 100K? I don't think so. I don't think we're going to 100K yet. So obviously, guys, we've been looking at the impulse to the downside. And let me zoom out to the daily chart, and we're going to discuss this right now. So first off, 92 to 92.5K, it's going to be a very, very big, important bullish back test. Bearish back test here. But since our all-time high, we've been looking at that double 1-2 impulse to the downside, and it looks incomplete here. So we have our 1, 2, internal 1, internal 2. This is your third wave, and we have to count this as an internal 1, 2 here because we have overlap between the lows of 1 and the highs of 2. And if we just look at our push down, our third wave push down, we did break and close a weekly candle below our Fibonacci channel, below the key Fibonacci channel, and also our pitchfork. So within your wave 4 retrace, you're looking for the wave 4 retrace to retrace between the 0.382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci of your wave 3. So that's of our move from 107.5 down to last Friday's lows at 80.5. If we go ahead and turn on those targets there between the 382 and the 0.5, we could retrace all the way up to 94K, reject from 94K, and still be likely to make new lows. Now, our invalidation for this impulse to the downside, this 1-2, 1-2, big third wave here, 4-5, 4-5, the invalidation for that would be hitting the golden pocket of your wave 3. So if you pull your golden pocket from the highs of 107.5 down to the lows at 80.5, and this golden pocket right here, which also happens to be where your point of control of your large range is, around 96.2 to 97.1. Let's say that general area there is going to be our invalidation for the impulse to the downside if we hit that golden pocket. Now, I do have to say, I do think we could get a rejection because this is a large range point of control and a golden pocket. But it would invalidate this as an impulse, continuation of an impulse to the downside, and then we would have to redo all of our Elliott wave counts. So if we did come up here, we hit this golden pocket, I do think we would get a rejection, but I think we would also be entering back within our Fibonacci channel and back within our volume profile. We would probably just drop to back test that value area low in the bottom of the channel, and then we might be able to continue the move up here, continue pushing up. And we'll see if that happens, but we're coming up to our 382 right now. We're coming up, and remember in yesterday's live stream, I actually mentioned this in yesterday's live stream because it's highly likely that we're going to start to range a little bit in here. And we have our ascending channel as well, where we've been trading in this ascending channel for a bit. You can see the ascending channel, the top of it is going to be right around your 382 and right around that anchored VWAP. So if we do see, like this kind of push up, reject from the 382 area, only to come down to hit your golden pocket, wherever that golden pocket's going to be. And then we could get a rise again, another kind of impulse again to hit that 0.5 Fibonacci, showing a bigger wave forward that's going to last a couple of weeks because we want our wave forward to be equal or similar in time to your wave 2, which was this first push up here. And you can see it was, kind of very similar. We had that flat correction there, and then we had that last push up, that 3-wave corrective move with this being a flat in here. And then we got the continued impulse of price action to the downside. Now, if we're looking at a couple weeks, this took us, I think it was 10 days. This took us 10 days to play out. We're going to be looking at your wave 4 to take similar in time. In this, 9 days, 20 hours. So we're going to be looking for this wave 4 to take about 9-10 days, maybe even 14 days, because wave 4s can often be longer than your wave 2s. And if we're looking at so far, we have been in this for about 5 days, 6 hours. A little bit of time left. And just knowing that the markets are going to be closed tomorrow, and then I think the markets are only open for half the day on Black Friday, traditional markets. And then going into holiday weekend, we know that the volume is going to be lower. The volume, general volume traded within these markets are going to be lower. So we'll see. Of course, there's always a little bit of shenanigans that goes on with the big players when we have like holiday price action and stuff like that, low volume. But this pump that we're seeing today is pretty nice. And one of the things I was looking for earlier today, it didn't happen, and I was a little bit disappointed by this, is I was looking to SFP these lows down here into the bottom of the channel with this low right here. If we were going to SFP that low into the bottom of the channel, I was actually going to take a long, but we didn't get it, and we started pumping. I was actually busy doing some things. We started pumping to miss that little bit of a scalp long trade today, but I was expecting to come up. And right now, if we go back to our larger pitchfork, you can see we're pretty much rejecting. Let me hide this purple box for a second, and we're pretty much rejecting from the top of the channel, top of the pitchfork band. We bounce from the bottom of the pitchfork band, top of the pitchfork band could reject us. And we do have to remember, I talk about this a lot on the channel, we oftentimes range within these larger pitchfork bands. And to see a wave four, to see a flatter wave four corrective move, where maybe we're going to come up, you know, we're going to range over the weekend in here, make a higher low, and then come up and either hit the 382 or even come up and hit the 0.5 or that 92.5K area, the bearish backtest area. It's possible that we could do something like that before breaking to the downside. So that's what I'm going to be watching for. A little bit of a nice pump right now. Money flow looks pretty decent here right now. 2-hour money flow still coming to the upside. NAMI's money flow is just crossing here, but we are potentially developing those local bearish divergences. 1 hour time frame, you know, looking like we could develop bearish divergences here. And overall, if we look at the volume, let me go back to the Coinbase chart. And if we look at the volume on this ascending channel, let me turn that on here. You can see as we are pushing up within this channel here, volume overall is kind of getting lower and lower, and well, now it's starting to break higher here, which is pretty nice. But oftentimes you'll see a spike in volume at the top of the move. Just like a couple days ago, we saw a spike in volume at the top of the move, and then we kind of grinded sideways and down for a day and a half. So let's see how this plays out. Actually, let's go ahead and zoom in here, and let's look at the 15-minute chart. Are we seeing... Yeah, money flow is starting to curve over here, but on NAMI, money flow still looks pretty bullish here. No real bear divs on the 15-minute chart, which tells me that we probably could at least come a little bit higher here. We might see a little bit of a pullback to the midline of the channel. Let's see, that's going to be around 89K or 88,900, $88,900. We might see a little bit of a pullback here and then continue to kind of come up. Or we could bust straight up. Let's check out the 6-minute chart. Yeah, no bear divs. Locally, we are very locally on NAMI seeing bear divs and money flows draining out on the 6-minute. But I think we might have a little bit more juice to the upside. Looks like we could see a little bit more. Chicken Salt, welcome in, man. Sounds way better. Okay, yes, awesome, man. I put on my old microphone. And guys, I am going to just completely get a new soundboard. My sound mixer that I had for that old mic, for my mic that I was using prior, it's a really, really good mic. Like one of the best mics you can buy. But I think the soundboard is screwing up here. So I'm just going to get a new soundboard, and then hopefully we can switch back to that mic, which is a much better mic. But for now, this old microphone is working better. So thank you for that, guys. Hopefully sound is good and crisp. But yeah, so anyways, at local resistance, right now we're not seeing confirmation to enter the short. We have our 786, which is a little bit higher, and that 786 Fibonacci, it would be nice to see us hit that. Actually, okay, I just noticed this, guys. What is interesting here is look at on Bybit. Look at the volume on Bybit here. You can see how volume is kind of going lower and lower and lower here as we... Yes, there's been some spikes in the middle here, but volume even on Bybit looks nicer than on Coinbase. Coinbase, our volume is on this push to the upside is much higher. Another thing I want to show you real quick while we're here at this resistance, where we could possibly take a scalp short position, or a scalp short that could turn into a bigger short, if we go on to our CVD and open interest charts here. One of the things I want to show you is right now, a majority of this push up today has been a short squeeze. You can see our open interest, and this is aggregated open interest, but look at our open interest has been primarily dropping throughout the day on this push to the upside. Now, if we look at our CVD, you can see at the very beginning, we were kind of rising a little bit here on our CVD. So, but open interest was decreasing. What that means is it was late shorters that are getting stopped out. That's why open interest is dropping, because they're getting stopped out of their positions, being forced to close. And a forced close on a short is a market buy or a long. So we saw this start with a little bit of a short squeeze. And then we got continued kind of just longs and shorts here around the VWAP and everything. But then as we were pushing to the upside here, you can see we had shorters, we had longs, shorts closing out. We had some shorts closing out, some fresh shorts coming in. They got squeezed again. And then towards the end, actually, it was up. Let me go ahead and clear this out. At the bottom of our open interest down here, you can see it's towards the top of our move. It's at this candle right here. And you can see that what happened is we started having longs coming in, fresh long positions coming in right at the top. So right into these candles here, if we look here, so you see how those candles are aligning with this CVD rapidly increasing, and our open interest is also rapidly increasing there. So we literally had longs, fresh long positions stepping in right at resistance, and that's always a bad thing to see. We don't want to see longs coming in at resistance. They can wreck the party. That means we might even just see a little bit of a drop to kind of squeeze those guys out, maybe to that 88,900, squeeze them out, and then we could continue pushing back up here. But anytime you see longs coming in at resistance, it's just a recipe for a bit of a reversal, or at least a bit of a kind of an internal liquidity grab, intraday liquidity grab to stop them out. But we'll have to see how it looks. Right now it's not looking the worst. We are at resistance, and just knowing that we are going into the holiday weekend, we know that it's likely that we could form a range in here, a bit of a range in here. Jafiel, welcome in, man. Good to see you in here. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man, and I hope you guys are all having a good day today. I hope you guys have some nice plans for tomorrow. John Shanks, welcome in. Mr. Crazy Tone, welcome in as well. All right, let's see. Let me check the chat here. Yeah, please like the stream, guys. If you get any sort of insight into the market today from this live stream, please like the stream. Please subscribe to the channel. And we'll go over some of the bigger stuff today, some of the altcoins, some of the bigger altcoins. Total market cap, we can go into that. It is hitting the 382 right now. Let me turn off the volume here. And if we look at the total market cap, it is coming up to that 382 Fibonacci. And remember, when total market cap's at resistance and Bitcoin's also at resistance, that can kind of be confluence for that short position. But right now, we're not seeing confirmation for the short as far as our indicators go. Nami is seeing some nice bear divs here, but other than that, I would like to see Market Cipher looking a little bit more bearish here. Oh, we did miss Super yesterday. Okay, I will cover Super today. We'll cover Super. I'm sorry about that. I completely forgot about that. Okay. I feel like this is just a liquidity grab for all the shorts, then a bigger dump. Yes, usually we did have a lot of late shorters stepping in when fear got really bad last week towards the lows. Really, when we started losing like 85K, we saw a lot of shorts coming in that last day, Thursday, Friday. A lot of shorts coming in towards the bottom of like a 30% dump. And, that's just dumb, overall in the grand scheme of things. And so, yes, this relief rally, you do see, even in the strong downtrend, guys, and I would say this dump from our all-time highs has been a pretty strong downtrend, making strong lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, it's been a strong downtrend, but you will see small bounces along the way. You'll see small bounces along the way. And so that is kind of what we're seeing in here, just some small dead cat bounces here. But that doesn't mean our overall trend is changing yet. Now, if we break above 92.5K, I mean, that could be a pretty big indication that, yeah, we might be seeing that this entire impulse down might be over, and we might be seeing a bigger relief rally even up to the golden pocket. We can actually look at our golden pocket from our current all-time high to our current low, and that is going to be around, actually, okay, this is total market cap. And I just want to check something here. I think that's about 30%. Yeah, 35%. So we'll go ahead and, yep, there we go. All right. So, we could see a pretty significant move up here. And actually, that golden pocket's a pretty nice area. You can see that's where our distribution lows were, like the lows of this range. You can see kind of the highs here, the lows here. Highs of this range, lows of this range, and coming up to that golden pocket might be a pretty big support resistance flip area. But let's go to Bitcoin real quick, and let's go ahead and look at our golden pocket from the all-time high down to our lows. Yeah, that's actually a really nice area of resistance. I mean, to come up and grab the liquidity, because this push down here was very, very aggressive. And remember, let me show you guys that. Let me hide some of this stuff here. This push down from 107.5K, if we go onto our CVD and open interest charts, and let me just zoom out to the 4-hour, and we look at that push down from 107K all the way down here, we saw a lot of shorts stepping in, a lot of fresh short positions, and I'll show you how much our open interest increased here by billions and billions. So if you're looking at this price action, let me just do this. We'll set some vertical lines on here at the highs. We'll set a vertical line at the low. And look at our open interest during that time. As we were dropping aggressively, our CVD was going down hyper aggressively. So that means market shorters. Now, we can tell if those are just long positions getting stopped out or if they're fresh short positions by looking at our open interest. If your open interest is rising, that means they're new positions opening. And look at how aggressive our open interest was rising here. So during this last leg down, we had a lot of short positions entering the market, successfully pushing the price down. But I would like to say this, look at this last little bit that we saw on Thursday and Friday, okay? This last little leg right here. Look at how aggressively your CVD started dropping here. So that means a majority of the market was shorting the market, and they were new positions. Look at your open interest was increasing rapidly during that time. So a majority of your positions of this entire move down from 107K were really shorting below 90K, below 89, 90K, which was the value area low of the range. So it makes sense if you lose the value area low, you're probably going to drop. But yeah. They are still in their positions, or at least some of those are still in their positions. So we're starting to squeeze them out now. I would also like to show you this. Overall, on our bounce to the upside that we're seeing right now, open interest is dropping. And what does that mean? And our CVD is going up here. So all of this primarily has just been a short squeeze to squeeze out these guys that shorted on Thursday and Friday at the bottom of a move. This is not a strong move to the upside so far, guys. Do not get this twisted. This is going to trap a lot of people. A lot of people are going to say Bitcoin's pumping again into Thanksgiving. They're going to tell their families, oh, it just crashed. Now's the time to buy Bitcoin. This is not, as far as technical analysis goes, this is not a healthy move to the upside. Our open interest is decreasing during this entire push to the upside. CVD is increasing. What that tells us is that it's just late shorters that shorted this chunk right here are getting flushed out of the market. And yes, that happens on dead cat bounces. You get late longers, late shorters get flushed out, and then the trend can continue. So we could rise all the way up to, let's see, where's this high at? 93K. That's right around 92.5, guys. 92.5. And then we could get that big volatile swing to the downside. Now, if we do reject from 92.5, we want to see open interest start to increase again here. And we want to see shorts coming in, fresh short positions coming in. But CVD and open interest is a really, really great tool to let you know if this is actually a real strong move to the upside or if this is a trap. And right now, I have to say this looks like a trap, guys. This really does look like a trap here. Yeah, there we go. So just wanted to warn you. I mean, we'll see how this plays out. We are at local resistance right now. Could we come a little bit higher? Absolutely. Okay, so let's go back in here. I just want to check this, guys, because I want to look at potentially taking some shorts. And let me check Solana real quick. So for Solana, I am looking at, no, I didn't mean to do 2-day. I meant to do 2-hour. Okay, for Solana, we were looking at this sideways range in here. Pretty much all the price action between the point of control of your range and the value area low of your range. I'll take off this smaller range for now so you guys can see better. It's a range that goes back to March of 2024. All of this upper price action in here, you can see all the way back to March of 2024, and we're in this bottoming price action right here. So we're coming up to the top of the ascending channel right now. We bounced from your value area low and from your pitchfork band. Now, it is nice that we did kind of reclaim the pitchfork band reclaimed it, and then you expect, after locally reclaiming your pitchfork band, you expect to push up to your next resistance. We're taking out all these semi-equal highs in here. All of these semi-equal highs into your point of control. So a liquidity grab into the point of control, and this could reverse on us right now. Money flow does look pretty strong here. I have to say, on both NAMI and Market Cipher B, money flow looks good on the 6 hour. But if we zoom in onto the 2 hour here, let's see. Yeah, money flow still looks decent on these. Now, I did just post, we literally, right as my countdown was ending for the live stream, we were coming up to SFP this high. I have not entered a position yet on Solana, but I am looking at potentially entering, because you can see we're at the top of our ascending channel. We're at the point of control of the range, and we're grabbing this liquidity of these equal highs. You can see those were equal highs here. So if we lose the POC at about 144, 143.6, we might be able to see a bigger dump. And let's go ahead and pull our golden pocket from the lows of the ascending channel to the highs that we just had. Yeah, and look at that, would definitely be a TP1 for me, this golden pocket. So if we're going to short right now, we're going to short the loss of the point of control. Our stop is going to go above our local highs, and we're going to be targeting as a TP1, we're going to target that golden pocket. And that's an 11-to-1 risk reward trade, guys. That's an excellent risk reward trade, even if you get in after you lose your POC at 143.6. Now, I would only TP 50% there, because there is a probability that we are going to break down lower, and we're going to break down to the bottom of the pitchfork around 107, and at 109, 107 to 109, we do have some other support down there. And look at that trade. I mean, that would be fantastic if this plays out. Definitely leave a little bit open. So definitely looking, but this 129, really like 130 to 129 is going to be a pretty key level. If we do reject from here right now, we're probably going to do something like this. Bearish backtest, your three-wave move, and then, of course, you get your bigger corrective move before seeing a dump. That's speculation right now, but this is definitely resistance for us where we're at right now with Solana. Let's go on to our 6-minute chart. See, the thing is, why this is a little bit dangerous now is look at how shallow that SFP was. That was a very shallow SFP. We are at the top of the channel. No real bear divs on the chart, but the thing with an SFP trade is you don't need confirmations down here. We do just need to pierce the level and then close below it, and that triggers the SFP short. We do have bear divs, by the way, on NAMI. Lower lows and money flow starting to drain out here. This is only the 6-minute chart, but you do see 6-minute bear divs on NAMI. 15-minute chart, let's go there. Yeah, no bear divs really on the 15-minute. Let's see, do we see anything else in here? I thought we had a naked daily point of control. No naked dailies. Let's check our naked weekly points of control out. Nothing. Okay. So yeah, anyways, guys, this is the area of resistance. Bitcoin's at resistance. Total market cap's at resistance. Let me check total 3 real quick. Total 3 is not quite at resistance, but let's... The thing is, with this dump that we saw on October 10th, look at that sucker. I mean, that is one giant wick there. And since we're breaking our pitchfork to the downside, I do think that we could come down and take the liquidity of that low, and even we'd be so close to taking this liquidity, we might come down and take that liquidity. Let's pull our range. Let me get rid of these. Actually, yeah, we're back above your value area low. That's interesting. We might be able to see a little bit more of a push up here. Now, we don't have the daily bull divs we would like to see, but we did print a hidden bull div on, I guess it wasn't the actual low, yeah. That hidden bull div played out with one green candle, and then we dropped again. Oof, yeah, we are starting to develop some bear divs here. 4 hour. You can see bear divs here, lower highs, but money flow will always overpower a single drive of bear div, and money flow's just crossing up into the green. It's about to cross up into the green again here. You can see this green down here, lets you know that. So we might be able to get a continuation a little bit more on some of these altcoins. All right, our non-log golden pocket is going to be around the bearish backtest of that pitchfork. It's going to be interesting. Let me check the chat here. Okay, relief rally over the weekend, I guess. Yeah, for Isekai, I think we could see a little bit of a relief rally or like a dead cat bounce, but we also have to be aware it's probably going to be a rangy too. Like, you know, we might pump up, hit local resistance, kind of come down to your local golden pocket, and we kind of might just form that sideways range in between this guy, this your bigger pitchfork band, something, you know, and potentially coming all the way up to 92.5 or 94K. But yeah, let's see how this plays out. Can't have to good prices. Yeah, we need some good prices on crypto on Black Friday. So let's get a dump so that we can get some good prices. Dread Mining, welcome in, man. Good to see you, and good evening to you as well, and happy Thanksgiving. Super, we'll cover Super. The same question is, will we get a real alt season? I don't. AXSCB, I don't think we're going to get a real alt season in the terms of what most people are thinking, like these crazy blow off tops to new all-time highs. I think we could get a little bit of a rally on alts for maybe a month or 2 months, and we'll look at Bitcoin dominance here. But I've been saying this entire cycle, I do not think we're going to see an alt season like we saw in 2021 or an alt season like we saw in 2017. I just, personally, there's too much dilution out there on the market. All right, Bitcoin dominance is at support, guys. Golden pocket and the value area low of our sideways range. We have to be aware that we could, actually, it's already starting to bounce here. Golden pocket and value area low, so we might see a little bit of a bounce and continue to range within this overall sideways range here on Bitcoin dominance. Now what I would be looking for is a move. Let's pull our golden pocket. Yeah, I guess it's a little bit higher than your value area high. Let's check out. I don't know if we even do have points of control. Yeah, I would say that naked weekly point of control is right around your POC and your value area high. That's also going to be around your 0.5 Fibonacci. Yep. Okay. So that is definitely going to be our area for Bitcoin dominance if we bounce from where we're at right now, which it is possible that we do bounce from where we're at. We do have bull divs on the chart. Lower lows here, higher lows here, and even we can see actually this entire channel down, like this little channel here. You can see we're developing bull divs on the chart on the dominance. And so we might be able to make a move up. This would be your next little kind of resistance for dominance to come up to like 59 to 60% here, and we're bouncing from value area low and golden pocket. Okay, Andrew, welcome in, man. Good to see you. And Quiles 1100, welcome in as well. In my opinion, we are way oversold. If Bitcoin stays stable and altcoins are looking relatively bullish right now, we could see a rally. Yeah, we could. And here's the thing. Bitcoin dominance has been dropping for the past couple of days here. Actually, you know, since last Tuesday, Bitcoin dominance has been dropping. Not last Tuesday, a few Tuesdays ago. Bitcoin dominance has been dropping, but we're finally coming down to major support here. So if Bitcoin starts to kind of drop from the resistance we're at now, see a small pullback from like this general area, maybe, you know, pulls back slowly and kind of forms this sideways range, alts could nuke if with just this little pullback in Bitcoin, alts could nuke again if we're going to see another sell-off. One thing we do have to be aware of is we're not going to be seeing a lot of big ETF outflows. If the markets are closed, we're not going to be seeing all those ETF outflows. So we're probably not going to see a lot of huge volatility over the weekend and over Thanksgiving Day and even Black Friday. Yeah, dead cat bounce. Yeah, I think it's more likely to be a dead cat bounce now. And guys, you should always look at your volume on these pushes to the upside. Volume overall is getting lower on this rise to the upside, but also go into your CVD and open interest here. I mean, this tells you the story. As the last push down, this last push down was a lot of fresh short positions coming in, and now we're just rising. In our entire rise that we've been seeing so far, your open interest is decreasing that entire rise. So it's just really squeezing out a lot of short positions. And you can see your CVD is going up during that time. But it's not new longs that are entering the market. Remember, what is CVD? Cumulative volume delta is literally just market longs or market shorts. If CVD is going up, that means market longs are stepping in. But to know if those are new long positions and adding new money to the market, you want your open interest to be increasing as well. If open interest is decreasing while your CVD is going up, that just means that it's short positions getting stopped out, being forced to close down their trades. And that's why this is dropping, because trades are being closed out. So this move to the upside is so far not a healthy, convincing move to the upside. This is just a lot of people getting stopped out here. Okay, let's see. And Telegram said, gotta pump it to get the family involved during Thanksgiving so they can get dumped on by next week. Yeah, no joke, right, Andy? Andrew, and just our luck, right? Pump it, they buy on Thanksgiving when they ask you how Bitcoin's doing, and you tell them, oh, I'm doing great overall. You know, I think crypto's awesome. And then they buy it, and then it dumps, and then you're the hated guy. Man, I'll tell you what, a couple Thanksgivings ago, I think it was not Thanksgiving, it was around Christmas, but it was in November of 2022 or December of 2022. I went to dinner with a bunch of friends and family. Like, we had one of those huge, long Viking tables and, like, just a lot of people there. And it was 2022. I remember Solana was under $20, or it was right around $20. Yeah, it was literally right in here, guys, for Bitcoin. Now I primarily was telling them to buy Solana back then. But 2022, let's see here. Yeah, it was literally like right in here. Jeez. And I was telling them to buy Solana, and I said I'm buying heavily under 20. And, you know, a few people at that table didn't listen to me. And then they every time I see them, they say, gosh, I wish I would have listened to you. You know, Solana's up 20x, 30x. So, yeah, sometimes you're the hero. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes you let them know and they don't listen, you know. Okay. Yeah, thank you, San Francisco Rider. I appreciate you liking the stream. I think bigger dump is coming. Yeah, CJ, I think a bigger dump is coming as well. It might not happen until the markets open next week, though. Tell me about yourselves. Guys, I don't like to give away too much information because we know there's a lot of scammers in this space, and you guys would not believe how much scammers try to get to me. Like, it's crazy. And ever since I opened up a YouTube channel, it's a daily occurrence that I have scammers trying to get to me. But I mean, I'm just a normal guy like you guys, you know, considered a retail trader just like you guys. I love crypto. I've been in the crypto industry since 2019. And like many of you guys, it was like halfway through 2019. I was buying crypto, and I believed the hype at the beginning too. I bought the top of the first, you know, kind of April of 2020 when we crashed with Coinbase IPO. I also lost pretty much everything I owned because I had a lot of my money in BlockFi and what was the other one? I had my money diversified in 3 different U.S. accounts, 4 different U.S. accounts: Coinbase, Binance US, BlockFi, and Celsius. And look at what happened, man. They said those were the safe ones, and you know I lost a lot. Pretty much years of work gone. But I'm just a trader like you guys. You know, I'm a family man. Have a kid. You know, I love my daughter so much, and just here to trade with you guys and scrape money from the markets every day. You know. Okay, said that we're all the position that restopped out. Yeah, yep. A lot of people are getting stopped out on Bitcoin. You know, remember when we lost 91? It was like 91.5K, guys. When we were coming down to the anchored VWAP here, and this is the anchored VWAP from the 49K lows. By the way, this test rate here around 91.4, 91.5 is also going to be important. Remember the last time, let me actually bring this up here. Remember the last time we had a very key anchored VWAP on the charts, and I talked about this a lot. Actually, I gotta go find it. I gotta go throw it back on the charts real quick. I think I deleted it. But if we throw on that anchored VWAP from the 74K lows, and what we saw when we came down in the crash on October 10th on Bitcoin, we hit it perfectly to the dollar. And then we kind of bounced from it 3 different times in this range. But once we lost it and we closed the weekly candle below it, I told you guys this could be the start of a much bigger dump to the downside. And since then, we have had a much bigger dump to the downside. And I said, what's going to be key for me is the bearish backtest, because we bounced from local support here. And I said, what's going to be key for me is the bearish backtest of that anchored VWAP. If we come up and we reject harshly, I'm going to expect new lows on the chart below these lows here. Now, we even went lower than I thought we would go. I thought we would kind of hold the bottom of the channel, the value area low, and our anchored VWAP from 49K. But here's the thing. That bearish backtest right here is literally told us everything we needed to know. It told us that we could be in a larger downtrend. Your anchored VWAP is your volume weighted average price, right? So it's your sentiment based off volume. If you're in a bullish market structure making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and you finally lose the volume weighted average price of that, it's showing that the whole market could be shifting its sentiment from a bullish sentiment from April all the way till October to now a bearish sentiment where we could see a big bearish market structure for some time. And so that bearish backtest of 107K and that rejection literally confirmed to us that, guys, we might be about to dump to even come down to take out our 74K lows. Now, what happened last week, we finally dumped through the 49K anchored VWAP and, more importantly, our value area low of the range, or equally as importantly, the value area low of the range and our Fibonacci channel lows, our support lows. So what we now might see, just like we dumped really hard the last 2 days here, if you look here, the last 2 days were big red candles. We dumped real hard, and then we got about a week or 2 weeks of a dead cat bounce before more downside. Now we could be about to repeat the same process here. Look at the last 2 days. Big red candles, dumped really hard. Now we're getting that slow, low volume rise to the upside. And if we backtest this general area between like 91.5 and 92.5, and we reject, we are going to expect new lows below last Friday's lows. We will expect 78K to 77K, 78.3 to 77.3 is support. But then I would even think that we might even come down to 70K to take out hit your golden pocket at 70K. So remember, the market it never repeats, but it rhymes. And it's based off sentiment. So much of it's based off psychology and sentiment and like kind of thesis. So what we saw here is a confirming at least of our local uptrend since April. When we bearishly backtested here and rejected, we confirmed that, hey, we're no longer wanting to maintain the average volume of this bullish trend. But now, even from our more 49K lows, the entire year of 2025's bullish trend, if you lose that anchored VWAP here at 91.5 and you backtest it and reject, you could be losing your even larger bullish trend of the entire year of 2025. All of this. And this is a more macro price action, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. If we lose that 49K and start to close weeklies below it, you could see this. Boom. Backtest, continuation. And so that is what we're looking at right now in the process. And this process it's not going to be immediate, guys. It takes time. And just like when we were losing the anchored VWAP here, you saw we touched it 3 or 4 times before finally breaking it down and bearishly backtesting it. Well, because we kind of just sliced through it here, we saw one bounce one green candle in here, but because we slice through it on the bearish back test, it might not be as clean as this one. It might not be a quick move up and then a sharp move down. It might be something like a range. Hit in here, maybe come down, take the lows at 78K, kind of chop around. Maybe we're going to test it again. And then, you know, and again, and then form that little left shoulder ahead, right shoulder, or tap 1, tap 2, tap 3, little mini distribution, and then we'll distribute down to 70K. But losing it and closing a weekly candle below it was bearish. If we look at our weekly candle, we have closed that weekly candle below it. Now, you can see on our first weekly candle that we closed below it, this weekly candle right here, there was a pretty nice wick on the bottom of that weekly candle, just like last week's weekly candle. Pretty nice wick. The very next week, we came up to back test the anchored VWAP, and then that's when an even bigger red bullish, bearish engulfing candle came in. So right now, yes, this candle looks green. It is only Wednesday, and there is a possibility there's going to be one green candle in between the big dumps of red candles. You know, you had your big red candle here with a nice big wick on it. You had one green week, and then continuation. So we might see that. These are these dead cat bounces that we see in an overall downtrend. We're going to have to see how it plays out. And yes, guys, I know that we could be developing some hidden bull divs, like on the weekly time frame. You can see here on the weekly time frame, we do have higher lows right now on the price action, and we have lower lows on the momentum waves. That is a hidden bullish div. But here's the one thing, guys. First of all, we have 3 drives of bearish div, of regular bearish div, and money flow draining out of the asset. These 3 drives and money flow draining out is going to overpower a single drive of hidden bull div. Now, that hidden bull div might give us a little bit of a move up, but it's probably not going to overpower all of this. And same thing on NAMI as well. You know, we do have some... do we have hidden bull divs? Yeah, we do have hidden bull divs here between these two. You know, higher here. Actually, it's not a hidden bull div. This is higher. So Market Cipher B is confirming hidden bull divs, but NAMI is not confirming. And that's another thing, guys. I like to see both of them matching up. And if NAMI is not confirming hidden bull divs, you can see this momentum wave is lower than this momentum wave. So it's not confirmed on NAMI already. Okay, let's go to the 15-minute. I just want to... It does look like we want to push a little bit higher here on Bitcoin. But we didn't quite hit the 382 yet. The 382 is at 90.8. So we have to, yeah. Okay, let me read the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm way behind in the chat. Okay, Bigger Dump coming. TradFi is a legend at trapping retail like this. Yes. It happens, Beyond Thunderstick, you're so right. It happens over and over and over, and yet retail continues making the same mistake over and over and over. And guys, a lot of trading is about psychology. Like, you really learning, like, I'm telling you, this right here just looks like the perfect trap setup. Going into the holiday weekend, people are going to be buying, you know, they're going to be talking about getting, you know, drinking, talking about crypto with their families and how it's so great. And oh, you know what? Uncle John might buy some, you know, Uncle Fred might buy some. And then we get a lot of retail buying, and it's just going to look like a pretty good trap here being set up. That's a little too low. I think 74K. Yeah, CJ, 74K is the target. So here's the thing. And I think I showed you this yesterday, CJ. The reason why I'm looking at 70K is because it is a large golden pocket. And we did front run the golden pocket on the dump in April. So if we look at the dump in April and we look at from our 49K lows to our all-time high at that current time, and we go to our golden pocket was between 72K and 70K. And look at where the value area high of our previous range was, right at 70K, right where that back test of your previous range value area high golden pocket, and we front ran it with this 74K low, and we pushed up and made new all-time highs. But if we're looking at this bigger flat correction, the C wave target in a flat is just to take out your A wave lows, which is 74K, 74.5. So yes, we don't have to come down to 70K, but if we look at this this drop, if we came down, you know, if everyone looks at, oh gosh, SFP of 74K, and we drop an extra $4,000, you're going to see a lot of shorts stepping in when the failed SFP occurs right into your golden pocket. You'll be seeing massive amounts of shorts between 72 and 70K, and we could see those trapped, and that'll be fuel to use to squeeze us to the upside. So 70K is now the new golden pocket between the 49K lows and your all-time high. It's your new golden pocket, and it is right at that value area high. Once again, your previous range value area high is right there. And not only that, your pitchfork band. You can see your pitchfork band. The bottom of your pitchfork band is right there. So, yeah, we might see, you know, we might see a little bit lower. I don't know. We don't know if we're even going to come down there yet, guys. We could literally bounce from 78 to 79, 77K. We do have support at 77 to 78 right here. We have a naked weekly point of control, a weekly level, and a naked daily point of control. So your naked weekly point of control is at 77,320 on Coinbase. Naked daily is in the same spot, and your weekly level is at 78,370. So yeah, this is your next big area. Oh, and it looks like, let me see here. Yeah. Oh, let's check this. I want to check this real quick here. Looks like we could have a fresh naked weekly point of control at 91,330, right where your anchored VWAP is. So let's look at that. Do we have a fresh naked weekly point of control up there? Yes, we do, guys. This is going to be key. Okay, very, very important. This area, I'm telling you, this area here between 92, let's say 92.5 and 91.5 is going to be our next big area of resistance if we do break where we're at right now, which it's looking like we might be able to. But fresh naked weekly point of control up there. It's a volume level of resistance, a very strong one. You have your anchored VWAP, which is a volume level of resistance, a very strong one. You have your value area low, which is a volume level of resistance, a very strong one. And you have your trend resistance of the entire bull market, which is a strong bearish backtest of the trend after losing it. So yes, we absolutely could see. And this needs to go away. Okay, Spot, we're buying this range today too. Yep, okay, Spot is buying in the range. Let me check this out. Spots. Yeah, you know, Spot's been buying a little bit since the low. You can see this green line here is Spot CVD, your Spot CVD here. And it has been going up, but it's not anything overly aggressive. Today, yes, you can see we have a big increase in Spot buys today. Right now, Spot is starting to sell off. We did have some liquidations up towards the top too, which is always important. Excuse me, liquidations up here. Once again, guys, with these bands, these are VWAP bands, and they're very similar to Bollinger Bands. When they squeeze really tight like this, you generally tend to get a real big move. So they were squeezing tight. We got a very volatile move to the downside. You can see they're starting to squeeze in together again. Now, they're not quite to the level where we really like them to be, very close to each other. But if we do continue to range throughout the weekend, these things could continue squeezing together, and then come Monday, we could see that big volatile move. So everything is setting up for kind of a rangy type weekend and rest of the week and weekend into a big move next week. And we need to be prepared for next week. We could catch some really good trades next week if we get into the right positions, you know, if we're looking at it right. And also, like, you know, we could do this week, maybe tomorrow, and then we could chop around in range and then ultimately lose it. So we might still want to be able to catch this even if it happens before next week. We might kind of make some double tops in here, but overall have a single high up there. Yeah, at least you're honest. Yeah, Beyond Thunderstick, of course, man. Of course, and thank you. ACC, there's a high chance of falling again, right? According to you, there's a high chance of it falling again. Yes, Lechevre, yes, I think that the impulse to the downside is not complete. My personal opinion on this is that we are in an impulse, a 1-2, 1-2. This has all been your third wave here, and I think we're in a 4-5-4-5, potentially coming down to 74 or 70K, and this double 1-2 impulse is not complete yet. That's the highest probability as far as Elliott waves go. And remember, Elliott waves are just for you to get a bias on overall direction. Also, another reason is up in this area, up in this range up here, this was a distribution range. And I've shown you guys this many, many times on the live streams, but as the range was forming up here, we were getting confirmed bear divs on the chart, money flow draining out as the range was forming. The last time that happened was back in February and January, where we had this distribution range right here. New highs, bearish divergences, money flow draining out as the range was forming. And what do we get? We got distribution to the downside. So it's, and then, and I would already say we've already pretty much distributed to the downside. It's just, is the distributions done? Because you can see range here, big distribution to the downside. So it's already, the distribution's already mostly played out, I would say, but it could continue. Okay. You think is good enough versus actual math? I'll buy around 65K. Yeah, so 65K to 69K is a very, very good level where I plan to at least swing long, or I don't know about spot buy. We'll have to see how it looks when we get down there. But as far as your previous cycle highs are going to be between 65K and 69K, right? So if we look at those previous cycle highs, let's just do that. Those are 69 and 65K. And if we come down into that general area, you will see bounces. Like if Bitcoin overall is going to maintain bullish sentiment and we're going to stay in somewhat of a super cycle here, you had your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulse complete. We could see the flat correction here, 70K to 69K. That golden pocket is 68K to 70K, 68.3 to 70K. And to bounce from your prior highs, your prior cycle highs, is very common for macro bullish stocks. What used to be resistance is now flipping to support. And you can even see in this range in 2024, it was kind of acting as resistance for a bit before we broke it. Since we've broke it in late 2024, we have not back tested it yet. So it even just makes sense as far as the overall support resistance flips. When you think of assets, when it breaks a level, oftentimes it will come back and back test that level, and now the market's confirming what used to be resistance is now being flipped to support. So on the higher time frames, on like the weekly time frame, we have not back tested this level since we've broken it in late 2024. You can see in late October 2024, we broke it. We have not back tested yet. So it does make sense that we could come down there. If we do bounce from this area, which also happens to be key support, then yeah, you would expect the market's going to continue pushing higher. Okay, yeah, this looks like a wave 4 with further downside to potentially take out the 75K low. Yep, Liam, I agree with you 100%, man. I agree with you. And also, Kuhn's Trading, he is the best Elliott wave guy I know. He's actually looking at this impulse the same way. And I was actually looking at this as a double 1-2 impulse before he was. Now, he wasn't making content because he was having a kid, so I don't know. And I'm not in his private groups or anything like that, so I don't know. Maybe he was saying it. But I've been looking at this as a potential double 1-2 impulse, and it was a bit weird because on different exchanges, we know that October 10th crash, Coinbase only went down to 107, but Bybit and Binance went down to like 101, 102. So it does mess up the count depending on what exchange you're looking at with that wick. But for me, I follow Coinbase, and this absolutely works so far as an impulse to the downside. Also, within your wave 3 event impulse. So if we're looking at this overall, let me turn this on. As a 1-2, now this is the primary 1-2, right? Your primary 1, your primary 2. Within your primary 1-2, you have a secondary 1-2 here. Now, a trading view, excuse me, I had a brain fart there. Trading view doesn't give us where we can do a secondary 1-2 in there. So I just leave the primary 1-2. We have our 3, and it looks like our 3 might be done with. And then your fourth wave, you have a 4 here, and then you have a 5 that could just come down to 74K, or it could come down to 70K. But within this impulse to the downside, within your third wave, and primarily we're looking from this guy right here. This is our third wave to the downside between 107.5 and 80.5. If we turn on our volume, You want to see a nice spike in volume on that push to the downside. Highest amount of volume within this entire dump from the all-time high. You want to see the highest amount of volume be in your wave 3. Well, look at how increasing the volume was in your wave 3 dump. Now, yes, I do understand the volume on that Black Swan event was really, really high, but that is kind of an outlier, Black Swan outlier. Overall, your volume is lower. Like I would say it's kind of in this general area here. And in your wave 3, your volume was steadily increasing upon the dump to the downside, making it more probable that this is an impulse to the downside, a wave 3 of an impulse that is now incomplete. Okay, yes, spot isn't perfect right now, at least for alts, Bitcoin at 74K. Also, yep. Let's see, my TA and my FA says 73K. Yeah, 73K could be enough, man. It could be. We just won't know until we start coming down there. And we could see also, CJ, the overall candle body close at like 73K or 74K, but that one big liquidation wick, like one big long kind of black swan wick down to 70K, but the candle body closes the day at 74K. We do see that in capitulation events, and that could be a day of capitulation. You keep getting stopped out in your virtual shorts. So crypto cowpoke, if you're trying to short right now against a strong intraday trend, so the intraday trend for the day has been pretty strong. What you want to do is wait for, first of all, if you're shorting, why? Do you have a level there? Because if you're just randomly shorting out of the middle of nowhere, we just hit resistance now. So I wasn't looking for a short all day until we finally came up to hit our resistance. To short before resistance, the only other short opportunity you had today was to short an SFP of the high, but clearly we didn't get the SFP of the high. So if you're shorting in between, you're shorting random space where it's likely to continue pumping. That's not really a good idea. Also, you did not have confirmations to look for the short. So if you're getting stopped out, first of all, you shouldn't be shorting, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be harsh or mean to you in any way. You shouldn't be shorting where there's no levels. Like maybe you did have some level in here where you were looking for shorts, but between the SFP of this high and now the resistance that we're just hitting now, which we did have marked out yesterday, I showed you guys that yesterday, you shouldn't have really been shorting, because also look at this. This is all big kind of a fair value gap. This candle right here, this big fair value gap in here. You did fill some of it with this high, but the thing is, if you didn't SFP that high, you're probably going to come up to this area. Okay, your TA versus the 200-week moving average, which is always revisited. 200-week moving average. Okay, well, I know the 50-week moving average is usually revisited as well. Let's see, can we, so 200 MA, let's just do this 200 week moving average. Let's see if we have a 200 week simple moving average. Okay, let's check that out. Is it not going to work unless it's, oh, it's way down here. Yeah. 55K for a 200 week simple moving average, or are you talking about an EMA? We'll have to look at that. But 55K is actually kind of an important level too. You can see that 200 week moving average was right around your major pitchfork midline. That's some strong money flow stochastic on Sol. Yeah, let's check. I want to check Sol right now because, oh, it is losing it. Damn it, guys. I need to stop. Fuck. Okay, this is it, guys. We got the SFP, and now we're losing the point of control. Let's look on the 30-minute chart. Did we have bear divs? No, we didn't have bear divs. The thing is, with an SFP trade, you don't necessarily have to have these confirmations of the indicators. The way to enter an SFP trade is if you pierce above the level and then you start closing 5 to 15-minute candles below it, you can short, and then you just put your stop above that high. And if you get stopped out, the risk is short anyways. But now we're losing the POC of the range after SFPing those highs. So that is a good sign that we might at least see a little bit of a reversal. And like I said, it was also the top of our ascending channel. And now if we start to break down, well, we do have the top of the pitchfork band at like 136.5, but the bottom of the pitchfork band is also going to be where our golden pocket is of this entire ascending channel move up. Okay, so let's see if we can't get, and yeah, we actually did have some bear divs here. Look at higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, 4 higher highs. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, 4 lower lows. Money flow draining out of the asset as the channel is grinding to the upside. Ah, man, dude, this was a good short. You guys, this was a good short. Now, if we want to take the short still, you have to adjust your position now because you are entering so late here. I wanted to enter at 144. But if we enter now, let's just say we enter a short now, you have to put your stop above that local high and give it a little bit of breathing room. So right, like somewhere like that. And then your first TP, like for me, because I think we're going to go lower overall in the crypto market, my first TP is going to be the golden pocket at 129, let's say. That alone is still almost a 7-to-1 risk to reward ratio, right? And so, but you have to calculate your position size based off of this number here. Oop, let me back that up. Based off of this number, 1.385. So let's just do, I'll teach you guys some risk management here if you don't know. Let me pull up my calculator. Let's just say we have $1,000 account, okay? Our account is $1,000. I'm pretty sure everyone in here is trading. I mean, well, I don't want to speculate anything. Let's say we have $1,000 account and we risk 1% on this trade. We're risking 1%. So 1% of $1,000 is $10, right? So your risk per trade is 1%. So we're risking $10, okay? And you're going to divide $10 by this stop loss percentage. But remember, since it's a percentage, you got to move the decimal over too. So it would be 0.01385. You can put $722 on this trade, and if you get stopped out, you're only going to lose $10. So your position size would be around $722. That's if we entered where we did. Now let's see here. If we enter at our POC up here, your risk is only 0.926. Now this is where leverage comes into play. So we have $10 divided by 0.00926. We can put $1,079 on the account. Really 1,080. Let's just say, well, I always do under because of fees. So 1,079. Let's do $1,079. But you remember, you only have $1,000 account. Well, this is where you can put your account on 2x leverage. Now you have $2,000. 1,000's your own money, 1,000 you're borrowing from the exchange. And now you can, on 2x leverage, you can put your position size is still going to be this number, 1079. So you're going to do 1079 as your position size, and then you're going to enter the trade, you know. And yes, you would have a 10-to-1 risk reward ratio. So you always want this to be like at least 2.5-to-1, or 3-to-1 is even better. But let's see if we can get into this short. Now, I have not entered yet, but let's go ahead and go on the 12-minute chart. And I want to... Where did our POC go? Let me make sure this POC stays. If we do bearishly backtest the POC right now and reject it, then we could possibly enter. But this wick is not looking the best right here. I don't like this wick that we're seeing to the downside. Of course, the POC is not going to show up right now. All right. Yeah, let's keep an eye on this for just a second here. Okay, Divine is lost in the charts. Oh, I'm sorry, man. CJ, I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay in this here. Sol is not a bullish div. No, Solana is seeing bearish divergences right now. You can see as we're making higher highs in the price action, we're making lower highs in the momentum waves. Lower highs, well, Nami is not really showing bearish divs too much, but yes, hidden bull div maybe. You know, we did print a hidden bull div on yesterday's low. But yeah, okay. Did you TP all of your Bitcoin? Are you talking about the short position from 107.5? Yes, I did TP that short position. So I shorted this area right here. Actually, it was at what I caught it at 107.2, 107.2K. And I took profit at my final TP was that 91.5K anchored VWAP right here at 91.5. Because I really did think we were going to bounce here at the bottom of our Fibonacci channel. And at the bottom, that was also your value area low. And it was the bottom of, it was your anchored VWAP. So I TP'd there. So I didn't catch the last little bit of this. And also I didn't enter long down here. This happened overnight for me. This whole drop right here happened overnight for me. I was sleeping. So more pump today. Okay. Sol, yeah. So I'm, thank you, Andy. Thank you for reminding me about Sol. So let's keep an eye on this here. Because right now, man, I want to short, but I don't like the way that last little candle's ending up right now. Invite me to those dinners. Yeah, CJ, for real, right? Do I have a favorite crypto project? That's a good question. Obviously, Bitcoin is my favorite. I do think Bitcoin's really great. But Solana and Chainlink, I really like those a lot. And I also like Aptos. I think Aptos is a great layer 1 project. Solana is... Yeah, Solana's been the guy. I mean, I've made some money off Solana, so I have history with Solana, but I'm also really good at trading Solana. But I do like Solana, and I know that might be a cop-out answer, but I really have been a big supporter of Solana before it was popular to be a supporter of Solana, all the way back in 2020 when no one knew about it. Everyone will get their family buying Thanksgiving, and then they won't be able to show up for Christmas. Andrew, you're so right, man. You are so right. Guys, you know what? I think... Let me check the 4-hour chart here on Solana. I think I'm going to attempt a short position. I mean, that money flow looks so good, though. But on Nami, money flow is already draining out of the asset. And look at these bear divs here, guys. Lower low, lower low, lower, like at least from here to here, lower low. And now we could be creating another one. And money flow bearish divs as well. And money flow is continuing to drain out. We're coming up to our macro resistance here. So it does look like we could see... maybe one more local high because that SFP of this high wasn't that good. So we might see one more now SFP of the high we just had. And this money flow on Market Cipher B is concerning me. Look how strong it looks right now on the 4-hour. But we are at resistance. On Bitcoin, we're at resistance. On the total market cap, we're at resistance. And on Solana, we're at resistance, and this is where you look for it, guys. So maybe what I'll do is, for the sake of this live stream, I will enter like a 0.5% risk. 0.5% risk on my Solana position. So if I enter, let's say, I'll enter at 143.56, 143.67, let's say, or let's just do, yeah, 143.67. Stop, I would put my stop around 145.1. Okay, 145.1. And then my first TP, and actually, guys, you see how the VWAP for the day we've been bullish, and we're kind of far away from the VWAP right now. So if you're truly playing this as a scalp trade, your TP1 could just be the VWAP in the channel midline. That's still a 2.88 risk reward. That, for me, that's good enough for a little scalp. So we could enter... right now, or not right now, once we get up a little bit higher, if we do get up a little bit higher, and you're risking, this is pretty much 1%, right? So if you have $1,000 account, just throw $1,000 on the position, or you take your calculator and you do, you know, let me get that back up here. You do $10 divided by 0.00995, which is going to be $1,005. Or, you know, $1,000 pretty much. You can 1x your whole account pretty much. And if you get stopped out, you're only going to lose your $10. I got out of BlockFi just in time. I had the credit card. They got BTC back. Damn, nice. Yarborough's one, that is so good for you. You know, I pulled out, remember it shut down, and then they reopened it back up for like a week or 2 weeks. and I was on vacation. I was like, I'll do it when I get home. It's okay. It's not gonna, obviously they opened it back up. It's all good. And literally, it was just my own laziness. In the end, it shouldn't have happened. BlockFi and Celsius were a bunch of crooks, but man, I had chances. I learned a lot that year. I learned a lot. I know, right? Travi Trades, great choices, those exchanges. Hey, at least I wasn't in FTX, okay? At least I wasn't in FTX. Decrypto, welcome in, man. What state are you in if you want to share it? I don't want to share the state, but I would say I'm on the west coast of the United States. Usually a state of despair. yeah, man, crypto, right? We live in crypto, or a state of stress. If you live near me, I'll treat you. Yeah, Decrypto, I would actually be open to that. Guys, when you guys ask me like questions like that and I don't answer it, please don't take it as a personal slight against you guys. I'm just very, very aware of security here. Being a YouTuber already, a crypto YouTuber, you're putting yourself out to be a target for scammers in the crypto industry, which is one of the worst scamming industries in the world. So I really try to protect myself the best I can. That's also why I don't show my face right now on camera. I do have a camera. I could do it, and someday I might do it. Right now, I'm not comfortable doing it, especially because I have young, kids. So that's the reason why, guys. Okay. Sorry, I was getting some water. What's the difference between an SFP dead cat bounce and the other thing you mentioned where price hovers under, above, trending? Okay. I lost that. Hovers under / above trending, then reversal. Oh, okay. That is called a failed auction. So a failed auction is kind of like a prolonged SFP, right? So an SFP is, there's liquidity that is sitting up here. So anyone that shorted anywhere near the highs of this range, not even necessarily this high, but say they shorted in this area here, or they shorted in here, or they shorted, maybe in here. Now they would have got stopped out on this one. But so we would have to say they shorted anywhere in this area. They're going to put their stops above the high, because that would mean their plan was wrong. They planned for it to go down more and take out these lows, which they would have won that trade. But your stop is going to be above that high. And for some people like Jason that always leave his trades open to like go way, way lower or get stopped out at break even, your stop is going to be above that high. So what you will see with an SFP, a swing failure pattern, is you're breaking that swing high just to stop out those traders, and then you reverse and you continue the trend, the same kind of trend right back down. That's called the swing failure pattern. And usually that happens like there's like 1 hour SFPs are common, 15-minute or 5-minute SFPs. You pierce above, you don't close a daily candle body above it. You only wick above it, but the daily candle body closes below it. And that's considered a swing failure pattern. Now, when you pierce above it, you kind of start to form a range in here for a bit. Like, okay, are we flipping those highs into support and are we going to shoot up here? But what happens is you pierce above it, you kind of range for a bit, and maybe you create that kind of like head and shoulders pattern or a mini distribution pattern, and then you fall back below it. That is called a failed auction, where you tried to break, you broke above it, you were forming a range above it, trying to establish it as support so that you could go higher, but you failed to establish it as support and you fell back underneath it, and now you're trading back underneath it. That is just a range that forms above it. That's called the failed auction. And failed auction, you trade very similar. So say you're forming that range above it, and then you start to lose it. Now, upon losing it right away, you might not want to short it. But say you lose it right away, oftentimes you'll come up for a bearish backtest, and upon that bearish backtest, you could short it, and then if it rejects, you go back down. But you have to be aware on those, because sometimes it will lose it for a bit. It will get back in the range, and then the range will finally break up. So they can be a bit complicated to trade. But gosh, guys, I'm so tempted to take this short right now on Solana. Let's check the 1 minute chart. Okay, 1 minute bull divs are about to print. Let's see if we can take out this low right here on the 1 minute and then get a rise back up to the POC. Okay, we already took out those lows. Okay, we took out the lows and we're still failing here, so we might continue to drop. But look at this. As we were coming up into our resistance, Bear divs on the chart, money flow draining out. Okay, let me see. State of spare. Okay. Yeah, I think I am going to short Sol. AX SCB. I think I am going to short Sol. And BTC's dumping ADA. We'll do ADA. We'll do ADA Turbo and Super. I'm in. Don't worry. Awesome. Oh, nice, Andy. Good position, man. Pretty much at 144. That's good, man. Good stop loss for Sol long. For a Solana long. First of all, you shouldn't be longing into resistance. If you're longing now, you're longing into resistance. But let's just talk about it. Say you break this POC to the upside. Look at this is all a fair value gap in here. All of this is one giant fair value gap right here that you're going to slice right through that. Actually, let me just turn on my fair value gap tool. And you'll see that that's all just one giant fair value gap right here. So you're likely to slice up through that and probably come up to this daily actually, that's a 4 hour. Let's look at some of the levels here. Let me turn off our fair value gaps. Let's go ahead and turn on our weekly levels. Do we have anything? Nope. Do we have any dailies? We have a daily at 167. Okay, that's pretty high. Do we have any naked monthlies? No. Naked weeklies, no. Let me make sure I'm updated on my naked weeklies. Nope, no naked weeklies. So if we break above 144, the resistance that we're at right now, we might be able to make it up to the golden pocket. So you pull a golden pocket from 170, 189 down to your lows. Yeah, this golden pocket at 152 to 154 actually looks pretty good. And the reason why, first of all, you'd be filling in that fair value gap. Look at, if I turn on our fair value gap, you're going to fill that fair value gap into that golden pocket. See how these two fair value gaps fill right into that golden pocket? So you would take all your fair value gaps away, which is just an imbalance in the market, and imbalances often get filled. But also look at it. It's our support resistance flip. Let me turn off our fair value gaps now and look at it was acting as support. Now it's acting support. Now it will act as resistance. So if we break 144, we probably are going to come up to 152 to 154 at the very least. We could even come up to like that 167. You know, this area up here is looking real nice. And actually, I would even put it down here now. Between 171, like that's where these two anchored VWAPs, one's from the all-time high and one's from the $96 lows, and they're converging right at your pitchfork midline, and we're bouncing from the pitchfork lower band here. But what I actually would like to see on Solana, so let me just discuss this real quick, guys. Solana on the higher time frames is at the value area low of an almost 2-year long range. I'm going to hide this channel for a second. So, and I'm going to hide this. We're at the value area low of our range that goes back to March of 2024. Now, remember how I said that oftentimes ranges, it's not going to be a straight drop and then straight back up, right? It's usually a bottoming range that forms, accumulation range, allowing the traders to get it, some of the big boys to get in towards the bottom, and then it will kind of start to expand up. So what we could look for is that bottoming reversal pattern. Left shoulder, head. If we reject here and come down to our golden pocket, right shoulder, and that would give you your rounded bottom, your bottoming reversal pattern, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then we could break this thing up and break up to your pitchfork midline. So at that 130, 129 to 131, where that golden pocket is, you could take profit on the short. Say we short right now, take profit there, but you could also enter a hedge long position there. So what we could do is we would be short from up here, stop above the high, TP1 here, maybe TP2 down here, but let's just say TP there. And then you want to enter long. If you get down here, you can enter a hedge long position. Stop would go below, golden pocket or below those wicks, the internal liquidity down here. And you could TP at the highs of the range again as a TP1, but you could also hold your TP2 for this next box up here, this purple box up here. So that would be, now, if this position, if it does do this, boom, you've already taken out half your trade on the short. It's a winner. You would move your stop loss to break even, guaranteeing a winning trade. but then you're going to enter a hedge long here just in case it's going to be a bottoming reversal pattern. Now you're long from here. If you start to pump, you get stopped out at break even. Oh well, you only made 50% of what you thought you were going to make, but it's still a win. But you're also in along from the bottom here, and this thing could break up and continue all the way up to your next resistance. So, and the more I look at this, guys, I do think Solana could form a significant bottom here where the value area low is. We might form a significant bottom at this value area low. So rangy type price action in here and then start to bounce. What we want to see, like, yeah, and it could even be a model 1 distribution. So a tap 1 here, a tap 2 here, and we lose it and we come down and take out the low one more time, and a tap 3. You have your 3 lows here and continue to form bull divs on the chart here. That would be nice too. We don't know what's going to happen yet. We are at resistance now. The thing is, we are at resistance now, and it is a weekend. So it is a decent short opportunity. All right, if we get back up to 144, I think I am going to take a short on this sucker. Good stop loss. Okay, so for Sol, seems like we only took the Coinbase liquid. Okay, thank you, Cohen Vanderlyn. Coinbase was the only one that took that high. Bybit or Binance did not. So if they didn't, usually we'll take the high again. And I even said that earlier in the stream. We could come up and take the local high one more time. So let's see if we did on Binance. Binance did take the high. Yeah, actually, let's do this high. Did Binance take it? No, it did not. Okay, good, yeah, good catch there. And let's look at Bybit. Didn't take it either. Okay, so we might come up one more time, guys. We might come up one more time to take out the highs. You want really every exchange to get in. Thank you for that, Cohen Vanderlyn. No time for space. Can you ask CaseX to have the same bonus structure as Jason? They gave 10% deposit bonus and their fees are 0.00. Well, I'm not partnered with CaseX. I have a bunch of exchanges that have reached out to partner with me that I haven't partnered with. I think CaseX might be one of them. I would, let me check on that. And if they do, I will. BYDFI, by the way, guys, let me cover this real quick. BYDFI is the main partner of the channel. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up with them. If you do sign up with BYDFI using my affiliate link, you'll get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees. But if you deposit some of the larger amounts into the exchanges, you can earn up to 40% off discounts on trading fees, which is like the highest I've seen any exchange. Also, they're offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you trade in the futures markets. And they're offering some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the entire industry. If you deposit $100, you'll get a 50% bonus, which is the highest I've seen from any exchange. And then they're offering various 20% and 10% deposit bonuses, depending on how much you deposit. Also, I want to say I've partnered with BYDFI to create a Telegram community where I do post my trade setups and some of my analysis on the market. You can also go in there and ask me questions on coins, ask me questions about my analysis. If you want to sign up to that Telegram community, it is free. All you need to do is to get into that private community is to sign up with BYDFI using my affiliate link and then deposit $100 into the exchange. That $100 is your money to trade with. You will get the discounts on the trading fees. You will get the 50% deposit bonus. I do think you have to KYC for that. But that's all you have to do. And once you're in the Telegram, you're in. Now, once you've deposited the money in the exchange, you click the Telegram link in the description of this video. In that Telegram chat, type in /verify and then your user ID, which will be right up here. And it's probably going to be a string of letters and numbers for you guys. And that'll automatically put you in that Telegram community. Second partner of the channel is NAMI Trading. And NAMI is this momentum and money flow indicator that I use for confirmations on my trade. Like just now, we're looking at the confirmations to see if we have bear dips as we're coming up to resistance. So NAMI is really, really good indicator. Now they are doing a Blck Friday special. And for this weekend only, or through Cyber Monday, but for the Divine Hood channel, they are doing a really awesome special. They're doing a 65% off discount, which is the highest discount code he's ever given. And he said to me, it will be the highest discount code that is ever given on his indicator, period. So 65% for the first 3 people that buy it. Used code Divine65, and you have to click my affiliate link in the description. Use the code Divine65. That'll get you 65% off. The next 5 traders will get, or next 5 buyers, excuse me, will get 60%, and then unlimited amount through Cyber Monday. So, you know, these are the discount codes here: Divine65, Divine60, and Thanks Divine. If you guys are interested in NAMI, I really would suggest right now is the time to do it. And I promise you, if it seems like a lot of money to you, I think it's, with the 50% off code, it's about $600 for lifetime subscription. But with 65% off, it's going to be even less than that. Think of it as an investment, guys. If you are a carpenter, you're going to invest in tools to make money. So you have that tool now for the rest of your life, and you can make money in the process. You know, you're using that tool in your job, in your daily life, to make money. For me, these indicators are very crucial to figure out when to enter and exit a trade, the way I trade personally. Now, I know there's traders out there that don't use indicators at all, and they're very successful. For my process, I need them. And so I took advantage. I bought Market Cipher B, I think when it was, I bought it back in like 2019, I think, but it was like 25% off, which was back in the day. That's all he used to give. Like, that was his biggest discounts he ever gave on it, was 25% off. So, but I, bit the bullet and paid the money because I knew it was a tool that would be helpful and that would help make me money, or help make me make better choices for years to come. Then finally, guys, the last 2 partners of the channel are Bybit and MEXC, both great exchanges. Both have 10% deposit bonuses and discounts on trading fees. And then Bybit has up to $30,000 in futures trading bonuses. So if you're interested in signing up with those exchanges, the links are in the description for those exchanges. Okay, good stop loss. Okay, we did that. Yes, 145.66 liquidity grab, all exchanges. The daily fair value gap with bearish CVD on 12 and 24 minute would be the play. Okay, so you're looking at 145.66. Yeah, I mean, 145.66. Oh, I see. You're looking at this little high up here. Yeah, I mean, that is, 145. Okay, maybe that area, that general area. For Sol pumps, I wait for a 15-minute close under the 13 EMA and watch for a 50%, or I think you meant golden pocket fib retrace. By the time that plays out, you most likely see a bear div. Yeah, Andrew, that sounds like a good strategy. You know, I used to use EMA trading strategies a lot too, because EMA strategies are good, and when you start to lose EMAs, you are kind of reversing that trend. On the 15-minute Echelon Prime, bro. Okay, what, I'm not sure. Pitbull Husky, welcome in, man. It's good to see you in here. I'm not sure what Echelon Prime is. Is that a coin or a exchange? Okay, we've got Sui, we've got Super, we've got Turbo. We did Solana. Okay. Let me cover some of these altcoins, guys, and then I'll get back into the chat. Abir, welcome in, man. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for posting those links in the description. Dang, close the Soul short, had a hefty one, and now it's dropping. Yeah. Who told me about the SFP? Yeah, you better go yell at them. But no, honestly, see, Andy, this is why it is sometimes good to stick to your guns. Once you enter the trade, if your invalidation was above that high, I know that maybe we could come up for a double top. Yes, so it is okay to close it if you think that's going to happen. But what I would have done is I would have left it open and been comfortable losing 1%. I would have been comfortable getting stopped out, and then I would have just re-entered again if we did get the SFP. Because then you lose 1%, but maybe you're going to make 5 or 6% on the trade, you know, maybe even 3%, 4%. You're still going to end up a winner overall. So sometimes sticking to your plan that is the psychology of trading, man. It's tough. I understand that it's tough. And we still could come up, by the way. We still could come up and double top those. Absolutely. Uh, Joe Alexander, welcome in, man, and thanks for everything. I joined the group today, and please, any update on NOM USDT trade? You gave us yesterday. Nomina, okay, I'll look at that as well. First, let's go into some of the coins. So let me look at Turbo real quick because we did Turbo yesterday. Turbo USDT, MEXC. Okay, Turbo. Well, Turbo is coming up for that bearish backtest of that value area low. So I would watch for that. If we come up just a little bit higher, that 0016, and we reject that 0016, we could be about to drop again on Turbo. Now, if we can reclaim it, we're probably going to push up here, but let's look at that bigger descending channel. Here, let's actually pull it to this high. And then we'll pull it down to this low. Yeah, so you're bouncing from the bottom of the channel. You're still just grinding down in this channel. You did break the midline. And yesterday, I know we were talking about the midline. So you can see yesterday we rejected from the midline for a bit. 1, 2, 3 rejections from the midline, but made a higher low. And now we're breaking above the midline. I would be looking at this value area high at 165, pretty much, 164. If you do reject that, you can expect that we're going to make some new lows. Let's look at our volume here on this push to the upside. Volume is pretty low here. This is such a low liquidity coin. You have to be careful here, guys, because you could spike up like these big wicks here and big increases in volume on these buys. So, but I would be looking at that 0164 for a possible rejection. If you don't reject there, then you are going to probably come up and at least to your golden pocket, which I would pull from this high to this low. That's your next golden pocket. You actually, in that golden pocket's pretty nice because you do have liquidity resting into that golden pocket. Anytime you see a swing failure pattern into a golden pocket, that's a good trade. So you would do something like this: pierce above, close the candle below. As soon as you lose it, you could enter short. Now you would hope that that was just a fake back into the range, and then you would look for the new lows to come in. But yeah, 0172, that SFP of 017 into like 0172. And then if you break above that, I mean, honestly, you're probably going to come to the top of the channel. And let's look. I think there was that golden pocket from the last rejection of the channel highs down to our lows. Yeah, that would be the next level I'd look, is this area right here, because once again, guys, it's that same setup: a swing failure pattern into a golden pocket. And swing failure patterns into golden pockets are always prime setups. Prime setups. You SFP, you take the liquidity straight into a golden pocket, and then if you can dump back in. And this might be, if you get this high though, be aware you'd be entering back within the volume profile. So you might do something like this: SFP into golden pocket. You might only come down to value area high to back test it, and then you might continue up if that value area high is now that you're back inside that volume profile. So I would short here, and I would at least to take some TP at the value area low. Excuse me, not value area high, value area low. So those are the levels I'd be watching. This one looks pretty nice here. You also have to be careful because you would be breaking this channel. And remember, when you do break channels, sometimes you can squeeze because you have all this liquidity that has been building. But that guy, and then I would say next up, I'd be looking kind of at this guy here. But of course, your first order of business is to tackle the value area low. All right. What other one were we going to do? We were going to do super. Okay, gosh, man. Super has been a bummer, Jawfuel. Super is lost that order block. We had that daily order block in here. We lost the daily order block. We lost our logarithmic golden pocket. And really, we did talk about the next level is going to be down here between 15.6 cents and like 14.2. Geez. Yeah, it's rough. Right now, you still haven't even made it to the value area high of your accumulation range. I would say it does look like we're going to go lower, but you might come up and back test. Remember, after you lose a golden pocket, you see this a lot. Like, You'll lose the golden pocket. You'll come up and bearishly backtest it. And actually, that's what we're doing. We already did that kind of once. You lost the golden pocket, backtested golden pocket, came down and made equal lows. It looks like right now we're squeezing in a triangle. And remember, a triangle is just a continuation pattern. So it actually does a symmetrical triangle. It has a higher probability of breaking down in this case because it is a continuation consolidation pattern. I mean, you're breaking it to the upside. I would just watch. Yeah, I mean, money flow looks pretty good here on the 4-hour chart. You are potentially developing some bear divs. You might come up and take out these highs at about, what is that, 24 cents, 23.9. But make no mistake, because overall you're closing daily candles below your large golden pocket. You can see multiple daily candles closed below our large golden pocket. You might have now, you had your immediate low time frame back test to that golden pocket. You might now even come back up and back test it again on a higher time frame, a larger time frame back test. Or you could actually even come up to back test the 618 of the golden pocket. You might see like a little bit of a relief rally to come up to the daily in the 618 before coming down. Yeah, I would be watching that. First of all, that daily and that 618 at 26 cents, 26.6. Yeah, daily level actually looks like money flow wants to start coming out again. It's looking like it wants to roll over here. If we close the daily candle green, it won't. But I would honestly be looking at that 786, that 1-to-1 target, and the point of control of the range. Between like 14.3 and 15.6. Like that's really where we want to look. Okay. All right. That was super. What else did we have to do? Oh, SUI. Let's go to SUI real quick. Okay, guys. Overall, SUI is at the bottom of our pitchfork, right? We have our nice pitchfork structure. Now, the one thing that I'm looking at with SUI is if Bitcoin does break down more, this golden pocket and order block down here, we have a daily order block down here and the macro logarithmic golden pocket. And it's also, I believe it was our 1-to-1 Fibonacci extinction. So if we go from high to low to lower high here, yeah, you can see, or your 1.236 Fibonacci extinction. So where we were at now, if you go look at last week's live stream, I think it was last Thursday, I said the two levels I'm interested in was right down here at the 1-to-1 target at the bottom of the pitchfork. And then if we lose that, the next level I'm interested in is really the golden pocket, but the lower half of the golden pocket, where we have an order block. We have our 1.236 Fibonacci extinction and our 0.65 golden pocket around 109. But we are bouncing on SUI on the daily at the bottom of the pitchfork, and it was actually, we suspected we could get a bounce there. It is the bottom of a pitchfork. Pitchforks are very strong levels of support. So if we zoom in now, I think we could continue getting a rise here all the way up to our daily level in confluence with our pitchfork band. If you bounce from the bottom of the pitchfork, you can expect a move to backtest the pitchfork band. And if you reject, you're going to probably come down and at least start to form a range in here between the bottom and the pitchfork band. And if we break above this daily, we might come up to this level's actually a better level up here. Naked weekly point of control at the top of your pitchfork band. So the two levels I'm looking, we already have them laid out, guys. We are forming a range, and I'll cover that in just a second. But these are so right now I'm not looking at shorting where we're at right now. Sure, we could lose it and we could drop. Actually, it looks like we might be forming a little like head and shoulders here, like a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and then you're maybe gonna kind of drop back down here. You do have bear divs on the chart. Higher highs here, lower highs here. Bear divs confirmed on NAMI as well. So and we did not come take out the lows of our range. So right now, for the past day or so, we've been trading in a range. So we can look at this small range that we're trading in. Just this guy right here. This is our small range. And let's pull our volume profile of that range. Okay, you're coming up to the value area high again. That's also going to be where your golden pocket is, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, your golden pocket's just a bit higher. So I wouldn't be looking quite for a short yet because your golden pocket is at the value area high of the range at like 156. Now you might come up there and that might be a really good short, especially since we did not take out the liquidity on the lows. On this drop here, we did not take out this liquidity. So I would be looking, because we do have confirmed bear divs on the chart, money flows leaving here on the hourly, we could look at shorting this area here. That's not a short. Shorting here. Now, the stop above this wick is pretty aggressive. If you're looking at just trading the range, this small range here, and potentially breaking back down to our support down here, where we have a golden pocket at the bottom of the pitchfork, what I would look at is I would wait for the rejection, and then you're probably going to get in a little bit late. Like, you're probably going to get in around the POC. So wait for the rejection, then you would just put your stop above that high. And then you would be, your first TP would be targeting these lows of the range, which is still a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. But then my TP2 would be down at the naked daily point of control. And that's a 9-to-1 risk reward ratio there. But Sui is bouncing from the bottom of the pitchfork. The next big levels of resistance for me are going to be up these purple boxes. 1.66 to about, what is that? 1.665 to 1.685, and then up here at 178.5, let's say 178.5 to 180. And actually, like, not even 180. 178.5 to 179.5. Okay, let's check Bitcoin real quickly. Yeah, guys, we're rejecting that pitchfork band. We're starting to reject that pitchfork band. I want to check Solana here. Okay, Solana is starting to confirm that dump here. Now, here's the thing. We're going to be bottoming out soon on the 5-minute, and we did create on NAMI some 5-minute bull divs. So if we come back up to 144, we might be able to look for a bit of a short from 144. Okay, well, this is the only channel that gets it. You should see the Uber Bulls and other lives. Yeah, I try to be objective, man. I really do. We're traders, so we make money either way. So, like, of course, I want to be, my heart is an overall bull because I own spot. But other than that, I try to be really objective, guys. You're looking to short it down there. Yep, but don't like triangles. I don't like triangles either, Jaffiel, especially because retail, the market makers play retail a lot on those. So I would wait until we take out that little high on Super. Personally, if I was going to look for a short on Super, me personally, I would be waiting until we take out that high up, maybe even this lower high here at 22.8. But it does look like this thing is going to break up. Money flow looks pretty good still, just crossing into the green. I personally wouldn't be looking for shorts unless we come up and like kind of take out this high or this high. You know, if we keep grinding like this, low volume, come up there, take it out, you'd get your higher time frame back test. Now, as you're coming up like that, you're going to want to see bear divs on the chart, right? You're going to want to see bear divs on the chart as you're coming up there. And yeah, next major long for me, I mean, that long down below 15.6 to like 14.3, that is going to be a pretty good level to look for a long. That's 786 in general at 14.8, you know. Okay, Echelon Prime is a game coin. Okay, so let's see here. What is that? Echelon Prime USD. Okay. Oof, man. Oh, gosh, dude. This thing looks like it's a dead game, though. You're at all-time lows here, and look at this. Look at the spikes in volume here at the end of the... that just looks bad to me, man. Your volume is still increasing on this dump to the downside. So I don't know what this game is. Money flow looks pretty bearish. Now you are starting to develop some bull divs down here. Actually, look at Nami. Nami looks really nice on the bull divs. Bull div, bull div, bull div. Money flow bull divs here on Nami. So you are starting to get kind of exhausted on your dump to the downside on the daily time frame. So you might be able to see a big move soon. But here's the thing. This thing might just keep dumping because maybe there's no good mechanics in the game. Maybe the game's a dead game. I would wait until I see a sign of strength. And for me personally, I would wait until we see a break in market structure on the daily time frame. I would wait until we break above these little highs here at 92.5 and then look for something. But let's, yeah, because look at your last pump that you saw. So first of all, I'll show you this. We had a weekly level here. You only had your 1 week of a green candle in between all of these red weeks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks of red, 1 green week, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, another 5 weeks of red, it looks like. So it just constantly been bleeding for the past couple of months. And you had this 1 green candle where you formed a weekly resistance. Now look at what happened here. Let me put that on as a weekly. And look at what happened here. Let's now go to the 4-hour chart. So you formed a weekly resistance. You were chopping around in a bottoming range down here. You pumped up, you hit your weekly. As soon as you hit resistance, sold off. That tells me that this is still remaining bearish. Man, you are starting to form a bottom here. I mean, like, this actually is looking a little triangle-y here. Geez, I don't, to be honest with you, man, I don't know if I would be comfortable buying this on spot, even where it's at, even though it's all at all-time lows. Just because it's at all-time lows doesn't mean it can't go lower. So, but let's just say you are starting to develop some bull divs. I would wait until you break market structure bullishly. Going on to the 1-hour chart. Now, if you want to really start nibbling now, look at this little range here, and pull your volume profile for this little range on the 1-hour chart. If you do come down, like, look at, you keep value area high rejection, value area high rejection, 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 rejection. You have not come down to value area low. Since you've rejected 5 times from value area high, you have not come down to value area low. I would be looking to maybe start nibbling at value area low, 68.4. God, yeah. It does look like, see all of this? It's not bull divs though. This looks super nice if you were making lower lows, but you're not. You only had 1 lower low in here. And then you're now getting trigger waves. So could it break up? Yes. Could it? If it does break up, I mean, even as far as this thing goes, I would just be looking at, as soon as you start taking out some of this, I would take profit on the thing. You also have a bigger range that you could look at. It's just this sideways range. You're below value area low. Yeah. Honestly, there's not much I would look at do with this, to be honest. Heavy downtrend. You could look at your macro bearish pitchfork. So let's do that real quick. Actually, this looks like a 5-wave impulse to the downside. Wave 1, wave 2. You're in your wave 3 now. You might get a small bounce in a 4 before going down in a 5. Trend-based Fibonacci extinction. Here, and let's go to the 1.618. So you're already past the 1.618. Let's mark the 2 fib and the 2.618. Yeah, I would say you might come down to 49.5 cents. You're 2 to 1. And then we can look at the pitchfork, the bearish pitchfork. And now this is going to be a original pitchfork because it is so bearish. We're going to use an original pitchfork. Very strong downtrend. You're coming down to support. Yeah, look at, you also rejected from your midline on that last little pump. And I would wait until we come down to the midline. We might continue grinding here until you get down to that 2 to 1. Mother effer. You can see where that 2 to 1 would align with the bottom of the pitchfork. You might do something like that, you know. But yeah, I would even be looking at, because look at, you rejected your pitchfork midline. You have not, you hit the lower band here. I would wait till we hit the lower band again. 64.5 or like 56.5. That's all I would be looking at here. Okay, let me go get back into the chat here. Super is getting delisted from exchanges. Uh-oh. Jaffiel, I hope you heard about that. Man, that if that happens, it's not going to be good for Super. Why does the CD4 key project buy crypto wallets? Nicole, I have no idea on that question for you. So I'm sorry. Can we look at ETH? Yes, we'll look at Ethereum. Okay, so you're looking for a long to take it up there. Sin too late. Yeah. I'm not looking for long now. Personally, I wouldn't be, yeah. Looks like ETH might have a little more juice before continuing. Yeah, I think ETH could come up to this 786 up here. And that was the resistance we marked out yesterday. I believe it's our parallel channel. We have a little parallel channel. Yeah, it's going to be around the top of the parallel channel at your 786. Of course, this golden pocket is now changed. There must be some other reason why up there. Let me see. Did we have a naked weekly, naked daily point of control? Yeah, it's your naked daily point of control in 786 is where I'd look. Now, you do have that naked daily point of control at 3087, but honestly, it's before your 786. So I'd be waiting for that 786 to naked daily between, what is that, 3145 and 3119. But you're probably at your golden pocket right now. So let me go ahead and check that. We'll pull a golden pocket from your last kind of range highs to your lows. Yeah, you're at your golden pocket right now. You might reject from this golden pocket and continue kind of chopping within this channel. You bounce from the bottom of the channel again. You're kind of trying to hold on to the bottom of this channel. Let me get rid of this one. But here's the thing, guys. As we're going higher and higher and higher in this channel, yes, you did have a very nice spike in volume here. But since that spike in volume, you're kind of going lower and lower and lower as you're making new highs here into resistance. You are at your golden pocket. I don't like the golden pocket as much as I like the 786 in the top of the channel. Now, you're at your golden pocket in the channel midline now. You might see a small drop to backtest the bottom again before coming up to the top again. Either way, all of these guys look weak. These look like weak bounces, you know, to the upside. So yeah, and then as far as support goes, local support goes below us. We had this box yesterday. This box was a naked daily point of control with a golden pocket, but now your golden pocket has changed. Your golden pocket is now going to be a little bit higher than that naked daily point of control. The reason why I liked it yesterday is because you had that internal liquidity from the second pivot of the channel. Because remember, if you break a channel to the downside, you're likely to at least grab the liquidity of the second pivot of the channel. So yes, it is still a support area. You'd have to kind of extend the box up a little bit. And that naked daily point of control down there is probably better than the golden pocket because it's a volume base level, 2750 or 2746. But if we can make it up, let's just say we made it up to our naked daily above us, then your 786 is also going to be around your naked daily. It's going to be below it, and that would be like a nice support. We're not there yet. Or if you even make it up to this 786 here, yeah. That's speculation right now. Okay, forget about it. It's banter bullshit coins. Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks, Massey33. All gaming is dead for years. Yeah, it is. And it looks like, I don't know what that game is, but it looks like it's just selling off. Selling off, selling off, selling off. And as those games gets launched, there's a little bit of hype around the game, and then people see that the game is shit, and then it just kind of fades into zero. So I wouldn't be surprised if Echelon Prime continues to kind of grind down like that. Who managed to buy blah, blah. Okay, this person here, guys, is probably a scammer saying who managed to buy these tokens during the pre-sale. Don't ever listen to those people. Usually, they're trying to get you to buy their bags. If I have time, do you think 0.016 is still a good entry for Portal? Okay, let's look at Portal. And Portal USDT. Let's see, is it on Binance or Binance? Okay, we were looking here on Portal. Dang, yeah, this thing is kind of in a strong downtrend for its entire life. We did reject. So last time we looked at this, hold on, let's go to the 4 hour. So we did reject from our resistance that we laid out. Look at this golden pocket resistance here. It was golden pocket. It was also probably a naked daily point of control, or at the time the value area high was probably around there. Yeah, around there. We did reject that box, and we continued dumping. The thing is, okay, look at with Portal 2. See these giant wicks in here that could absolutely wreck you? It's low liquidity, so be very careful trading these things, guys, because of the absolute low liquidity that you see. But Portal is below the value area low of our descending channel range, so we're in a big descending channel of the life of the coin. But also, if we look at, oh, it was our channel midline too. You can see it was golden pocket channel midline for that short that we took, right? Or I didn't take it, but if you did, that short right there. But let's look at our descending channel, and I'm going to pull it to this here. I'm going to just not look at that wick, because obviously that wick was a kind of scam wick. And let's throw it to the bottom here. And I'll make this channel blue so that we can see the difference. So we're in a smaller descending channel on the 4 hour chart, bouncing from the bottom of the channel. We could come up to this midline up here. Yeah, and you're even forming a bottoming range kind of in this general area. Looks like a bottom could be forming. Bull divs, lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum waves. And now that your money flow is starting to come up here, you could see a move up. Shoot, you might even see a move up to take out this liquidity up here of that little wick up there. You said at 16 cents? Yeah, I mean, around that 16, it looks like we already kind of got that entry when we hit into here, 16 and a half. This came down to like, what, 15.68. The thing is with this, Roy, you got to be really careful because it's such low liquidity. You can have a limit order, or you can look to enter trade at 16, but say it wicks to 15.5%, and you get stopped out because it's such an aggressive wick. Nothing in here in this coin yet tells me that we're about to reverse trend. Yes, you are seeing bull divs here. You might get a little bit of a push up with the bull divs, but nothing really is showing me reversal yet. What I would say, oh yeah, and look at money flow leaving on the 12 hour. We printed a hidden bear div on the 12 hour on this high. Actually, no, on the high from yesterday, Monday, excuse me. Man, I think you might still continue coming down. Let's do this. Let's grab our golden pocket of the dead cat bounce. Now, you could bring it to that high now that that high's there. I don't know if it's on any other exchange, but we're going to look at our golden pocket 786, and we're going to put it based off log scale. Okay, so, yeah, actually, you know what? The 786 down at 10 cents looks pretty good because it's near the bottom of your larger channel. But to me, I would just trade, and you could pull a range, and you could look at this small range since the dump ended. You're below the value area low. The value area low is at your channel midline of your blue channel. I would say that you're at least probably, with the 4 hour bull divs we're seeing now, you might pump up to retest this value area low around 19.85 or 0.1985. But be careful, because if you do this and you pump up here, you back test this and you reject, you're probably going to come down and make new lows below this low, or you might just continue to kind of grind within this channel for a bit. You know, keep grinding sideways and down within this channel. So I don't know if you're looking to buy this spot, but I would not. There's no indication here yet that tells me to buy this spot. 10 cents I might nibble. Okay. Put in cold wallet next cycle maybe. Dogecoin, we can check out Doge. I haven't checked out Doge in a long, long time. Oh, Namenia. I'm going to check out Namenia real quick, and then we'll do Doge. Okay, what is this? I think we did Blowfin. Yeah. All right. So we are coming down to that support level, being the that was just a sample trade we were showing yesterday. I didn't enter that. But remember, we bounced from the value area low and we started to reclaim the golden pocket. And so yesterday we were talking about if you come down to backtest the value area low at your 618 again, you might get a decent trade here. So you break above golden pocket, you come back down to backtest it, you might at least be able to come up to take out like this liquidity trail here. You have kind of a liquidity trail in here that's building. Almost a triangle in some ways. Or actually, yeah. It was looking like a triangle. Like here, that you got to fake out and now you're back inside of it. But yeah, around the value area low, 0113, you could be looking for a potential long position. Let me check our 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour looks pretty good because you can see here lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum waves, bull divs on NAMI as well. You are now printing hidden bull divs if you come down to that low range value area low at 11.37, 11.33-ish. And the reason why is because look at, you got this trigger wave here and money flow is still coming up overall. So I'm not looking for anything huge off of this. I would be looking for, if you continue to kind of grind here until you hit the value area low, I'd just be looking to sweep the liquidity. Let me get rid of this. I'd be looking to come up to at least sweep up this little liquidity right here. So maybe to take out this high at like 12.6. 12.7. And let's check our naked dailies. Yeah, you do have that naked daily down here as well. So 11.3 to like 11.27, that's definitely going to be your area of support locally. Value area low, naked daily point of control. Local level of support there. And I'd just be looking to take out that high. Dogecoin is backtesting our pitchfork midline right now. And what I would do on Doge is look at all the price action since that crash ended. You're below your value area low. We got a small bounce from that little support there. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, okay, this is scary to me because let me just show you real quick. And I know this chart's a mess, I'm sorry. But we were overall on the daily time frame. Look at, we had a nice bounce holding the midline, the channel midline. Yes, you saw some wickage past it, but then you made a lower high, rejected. You're continuing lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Are we going to see a lower high and reject and continue down here? So what I would say is we're coming up to resistance now. Your pitchfork midline. And if we do reject here, looks like the daily could start to roll over here. But you're at resistance locally. Now, that daily level above us, you do have a daily level above us. And if we zoom back in onto the 4 hour and we pull that volume profile again, just of the price action after the crash ended, this kind of sideways and down range after the price ended, you can see the value area low, which we are below, is now going to act as resistance. And you do have a daily level right there too. So that would be the resistance. If you break above where we're at now, you're going to come up to that general area between 16.15 and 16.32. That would be the next area I'd be interested. And you might even wick up a little bit past it to grab all of this liquidity. You see all of this liquidity in here? So you might wick up just a bit above that to take out 16.57. So I would actually even throw this like this. And then honestly to the downside, I mean, Bybit's wick went so far down. I don't know if other coins went that far down, but let's just throw our logarithmic golden pocket on there. Yep. I mean, coming down to that golden pocket near your pitchfork lower band, I would say might be an area of interest if you drop down into this area, 11.8 to like 11.5. Man, this thing is bearish as heck. What I would say here is you could also look at this bigger sideways range. After this downtrend ended, you see this all here was a downtrend. Now, since then, you are kind of forming a sideways range in here. So let me get to a cleaner chart here. Oh, you're at the bottom of a bullish pitchfork right now. Interesting. But yeah, you can see here on this downtrend, or on this range, we have a bigger range here. Let's zoom out to the daily. And you have this big downtrend. Now you're in kind of a sideways range in here. So we could pull the volume profile of that sideways range. You're below the value area low once again. So yeah, in general, and actually Coinbase did not wick near as far as Bybit with that crash. So I would be looking at the Coinbase chart. But you are at the bottom of a bullish pitchfork. You can see this bullish pitchfork you tried, and this is kind of a failed auction. Whoever asked me about a failed auction earlier, you had this big attempt to break out of your pitchfork. You formed a range above your pitchfork. You were trying to hold it as support, hold it as support. As soon as you fell into it, boom, you crashed hard. You can see that. As soon as you fell back into your pitchfork, bearish backtest, crashed hard. And now we're all the way down to the bottom of the bullish pitchfork. So yes, you could hold this. You could bounce here. Now we're not seeing the daily bull divs you would want to see here. NAMI, I guess you had very slight bull divs between the last, like this little low here, these 2 candles, 3 candles. But your big test is going to be that 16.5. Once again, that's your daily level. It's going to be the value area low of your smaller range and the value area low of your larger range. Daily level, and then that's that. Those highs that I just talked about at 16.57. This is now your resistance, guys. And honestly, this could be a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 here. If that's the end of an impulse, within your 5th wave, you want to see 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this could be the end of an impulse here, of a bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And we might, if this bottom can hold, if we can get back inside the volume profile, we're probably going to make a move all the way up towards the golden pocket. All the way up to your POC. Yeah, your golden pocket's at your POC. And then your 786 is going to be at your pitchfork midline, and your value area high might shift up a little bit by then, so it might be up close to there. But if you break above and close a daily candle, remember, a daily candle close above 16.5, you're probably going to do something like this. You're not going to shoot straight up here, but this is now your major resistance, right up here. Point of control of your range, golden pocket. But you might do something like this. If you can break above it, you're probably going to reject from the pitchfork band, back test the value area low, kind of see something like, something like that. Or, come up to the top, reject, come down here, and then you kind of form that range that you form in these things for a bit before breaking it up. But yeah, 16.5 is your key, kind of your gateway to higher prices. You have to break above that to get to higher prices. Close a daily candle above it. Okay, I'm gonna check Solana real quick, guys, and then I do got to get going. I have some family coming in. Let's see here. All right, Solana is kind of just hovering here now. Yeah, man, I'm telling you guys right now, I think I'm gonna attempt the short on Solana. If we do get back up to that point of control, which is gonna be at like 143.6, 143.8, I think I'm going to attempt a short. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. I might re-enter. So like right up here, short, my stop is going to go above the high. And I'll be looking, depending on how it looks. I could probably update you guys in the Telegram. But remember, knowing that this could be a big rejection from this POC, the macro POC, knowing that our macro POC and liquidity could be a big rejection, my first TP is going to be at like 129, where our golden pocket was. If we pull a golden pocket right now from our lows to our highs, golden pocket at 129.15 at the bottom of the pitchfork band is definitely going to be a TP1. And you also have some liquidity just below that. Because once again, we could form that bigger left shoulder, head, right shoulder, or tap 1, tap 2, tap 3, Wyckoff Model 2 accumulation. But I will leave, even down here, I would only take out maybe 60 to 65% of the trade and maybe look to enter a hedge long. But what I'm looking for maybe is a breakdown to the bottom of the pitchfork. Or at least some sort of range. Like these ranges often form in these pitchfork bands, guys. So coming back down to the bottom of the pitchfork band would make sense. Yeah, and Bitcoin is starting to reject. I said this yesterday. I showed you guys this box yesterday on the live stream. The top of the pitchfork band, we bounced from the bottom of the pitchfork band, and we're coming up to the top of the pitchfork band. Bounce from the bottom, coming up to the top of it. Are we just going to range in the weekend? It's highly likely to me, guys, that we're going to kind of just range in here over the weekend. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Please be safe out there. Have fun. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your families. And I will see you next week. Thank you for everything. And